do to make this easier on myself? As I said, I'm 77 years old. I don't want to have to keep qualifying persons to get properties and things like that, right? So I ran into this young fellow, and he told me, try AI. Now, I don't know how many of you have heard the term evolve or die. Anybody heard that term? Mm-hmm. Okay, that is what's happening involving AI. Okay, so my whole process started with doing a kind of a deep dive into what it was involved with, how I could use it to help myself, and to this day, I've made it work a lot much better to buy back a lot of my time. Yes, sir.
What exactly do you do with AI so that AI can buy back your time?
Okay.
One example for a first-time person.
Okay, so how many of you in here are wholesalers or want to be wholesalers? Okay, what's stopping you? Okay, let me explain what I did with wholesaling. I set up a website, and on that website is an opt-in form. And I don't know if everybody in here is aware of what an opt-in form is on a website, whether you ask for your name, your address, your email, or not your name, your address, but your name, your email address, and your telephone number, right? Okay, so now I drive traffic to that wholesale website. When you fill out that form, exactly 60 seconds later, my AI assistant will give you a call. Okay, now remember, you're a seller of a property, right? So now we want to qualify you as the seller of that property. So the AI assistant will march you through it. First of all, they want to know, are you the owner of the property? Okay, then it's going to ask you questions about the property. Okay, then it's going to make sure that everything is good. The next thing it's going to do is make an appointment for, say, me or whoever a team member may be to come out and see that property. Okay? Now, two things I have found that wholesalers have a lack of. Finding what they call the ARV. You appraisers in the room know what I'm talking about. Tim, Cardwell, Dave, okay. Is everybody aware of the term ARV? Yeah, after repair value, right? Okay, they falter on that. And the second thing that they falter on is, what do you think?
Repair costs.
Repair costs, right? So now, my AI assistant, you take pictures, you upload it to the AI assistant, and guess what it does?
Like, that's great. That's extremely advanced. Right, so the first thing that somebody's going to do who's a wholesaler, what would you tell them? Hey, this is the first thing you might want to try to do.
I would tell them set up an AI assistant. I'm just telling you, it takes away all of the legwork, get you set up so that when you go to the property, okay, all you have to do is take some pictures, send it up, upload it to the AI assistant. It'll tell you how much the estimates are, and then it'll tell you how much to offer for the property. All your work is done for you.
Awesome. Pete?
Creating your AI assistants.
I'm sorry.
How are you creating your AI assistants?
How am I creating them?
By the year.
You buy my program.
So, again, like I said, I want to kind of stick to the original question, like what is some of the first things that you suggest a newbie to do?
First of all, try to familiarize yourself with what AI is involved with, okay? As Steve mentioned, he has a handout there. It's kind of like a cheat sheet, okay? Use that. If you need to find out more, sign up for Claude or ChatGPT and ask them what you need to know. I brainstorm with Claude and ChatGPT all the time. I even have them say, talk to me like as if you were me. And believe you me, any question that you have, it can answer.
The Ron Odom bot? What's that cost me a month? A Ron Odom bot.
Anybody who's interested,
Or is
look
that-
at the flyer. Okay.
Is that the lead magnet? The other two men?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Repeatable tasks, something that you do repeatedly every day, something that you have to do every single day that you're just tired of doing it, or you have to hire somebody else to do it. That's where you would start at. Something that you would need to do every day. You can put that in the ChatGPT or Claude, and then have it analyze it, and then it can repeat the task for you. So whatever it is that you're trying to do, you have to do every day, a repeatable task. That's something that AI can easily copy. Another option would be to put in your job description or whatever it is that you do for a living, whatever part of real estate that you're in. Make sure you have all that information there, your educational background, the property details, and then what it is you're trying to do with the property, and it will give you advice just based on that. And that will help you get started.
Cool.
I'm probably going to give the most practical advice, and this is what we discuss when it comes to our hosting our AI. And let me ask everyone here, who speaks faster than they type? Everyone, right? So we recommend an app. It's called Whisper. It's spelled WISPR. And what that does is you allow it to, it's a text-to-speech application, meaning that when you talk, it'll type out the things that you are talking about, right? And typically, when you are starting out with AI, you could start with ChatGPT, you could start with Claude. All of those things work really well, but you have to give it more context. If you give something very kind of vague or super basic, then it will provide you with those basic answers. So you want to provide as much context as you want. And on top of it, you could ask AI what it can do for you, right? What are your goals? What are your real estate investing goals? And write that down. And then as you are building more and as the AI gets to know you a little bit more, then you build stuff, right? And what these guys were mentioning about these automations, right? What are the things that you're doing on a daily basis that is going to help you on what that is, whether that's researching, right? We could use Perplexity for researching. That's a very solid tool. You could use Claude for planning, and you could use ChatGPT for executing. So all of those things are super, super helpful, but it's the matter of what are you trying to do? What is the thing that's gonna make it easier for you and faster, but is also redundant on your everyday life? Some things, what I love to do is researching markets, right? What is going on in today's world? Is it a good time to buy and hold? Is it a time for fix and flip? Is it a wholesale market? What are the foreclosure rates, right? So those are the things that you could research with AI, and then eventually you could plan out things. What do you want to do? Do you want to find more leads? Okay, cool. Are you going to the tax foreclosure list? How are you grabbing that using AI? And then when does that happen? And then you pull those lists, and then you could start calling the sellers and hopefully close a deal that way. But that's what I would do. So just to summarize, get Whisper Flow so you could talk to your AI, let your AI know more about you, and then that's where you start planning, building, and then executing.
Awesome. I love Whisper Flow. Whisper Flow is absolutely amazing. And you double tap it, and you can just talk for up to 5 minutes. And I can talk, and I can stop and think, and I can talk some more, and I can just give it so much information. But I'll let that go. So my next question that I had for you men, how do I know when I'm going through and I'm prompting the AI, how do I know, number one, if it's giving me accurate information, and number two, if it's making a mistake? Any thoughts on how to mitigate that?
Yeah, the first thing I would recommend is don't just take the link from Zillow or Redfin or anything like that. Don't just take the link and put it into ChatGPT. Those websites have a block on there to stop AI from scraping their website because they pay for their MLS subscription. And if they didn't have that block on there, everybody could just get that information for free. Don't just use that link. A better suggestion would be to copy the information from Zillow or where your property notes, whatever it is, where you have the correct information, and then paste it into your AI of choice.